Hello and welcome to the UNILAD Gaming Weekly News Roundup, the place to be for all the biggest and juiciest gaming news of the week.
This week, the impossible became a reality and Uncharted fans around the world lost their shit when director Alan Ungar released an incredible short film starring the beautiful Nathan Fillion as Drake. To be clear, we mean Nathan Drake, the roguish treasure hunter, not the rapper known as Drake.
Fans have been lobbying for Fillion, who I definitely fancy a little bit, to play Drake, again not the rapper, in an Uncharted movie for years now. Last year, Sony confirmed that they'd be going with Spider-Man actor Tom Holland to play a younger version of the Uncharted hero, leading many to believe that we'd never get a chance to see Fillion take the role.
But we live in a beautiful time, and Fillion, who I also fancy a bit, agreed to star in an excellent 15-minute short, proving what we already knew. He's the perfect Nathan Drake. Funny, charming, more than capable of pulling off the action sequences.
The short also featured Stephen Lang as Sully and Mercia Monroe as Elena Fisher. The script is tight, the action is intense, and everything feels, looks, and sounds exactly like you'd want an Uncharted movie to. The only downside? 15 minutes is not long enough.
The fan response to Ungar's short has been overwhelmingly positive, with many demanding Sony sit up and take notice. Obviously, a feature-length film would be more difficult to pull off than a 15-minute short, but it's clear that the people behind the project love and understand what makes Uncharted such a popular franchise. I love Nathan.
So, Sony and Naughty Dog, listen to the fans. We want Nathan Fillion as Drake, and now we have definitive proof that he's amazing in the role. Come on! Come on!
Also, while we're here, folks, bring back Firefly.
World of Warcraft wants you back! Guys, World of Warcraft misses you. It's been thinking about you, texting you to see how you've been doing, because quite clearly it wants you back. Remember all the good times you guys had together? Not getting enough sleep and generally shunning the outside world? It was a simpler time.
It looks like Blizzard want to take us all back to that simpler time, as the hugely popular MMORPG, or MMORPG, has announced a change to its payment model. Blizzard are removing their in-game battle chests, which effectively removes any upfront costs. All you have to do now is pay the monthly subscription fee, should you be so inclined.
If that wasn't enough to make you feel that familiar itch, that urge to go back to WoW that we all feel at least once a year, Blizzard also announced that all expansions up to Legion are now completely free to all subscribers, making it the perfect time for lapsed players and newcomers alike to return to Azeroth.
That's good. It's worth noting that you'll still have to pay for the upcoming Battle of Azeroth expansion, which comes out August 14th. But I think Blizzard have really sweetened the deal here, and likely claimed a fair few social lives and budding romances in the process.
If, like us, you're kept up most nights wondering if we're going to watch Joel meet a grisly and early end in The Last of Us Part 2, we have some good news for you. Well, kind of. It's news at least.
Games Radar recently put out an excellent interview with Naughty Dog's Kurt Margenau and Anthony Newman, co-game directors on the post-apocalyptic sequel, and they shared some interesting teasers regarding the fate of everyone's favourite gruff Texan.
Yes, Newman revealed that Naughty Dog have been very deliberate in what they've shown, and haven't shown, of the game so far, confirming that they're setting up a kind of parallel narrative, implying that Ellie's is just one side of the story.
Margenau added that the Joel and Ellie relationship is a big part of the story and that his influence is going to be felt across the game. Does that mean he's alive, dead, or just absent? We don't know, and it's tearing us apart, Naughty Dog.
The interview also has a few other great nuggets of info, like the fact that Part 2 is set 5 years after the first game, and that Joel and Ellie don't start things on the best terms. So go check it out for yourself. After this video, obviously. Peace out.
The 2018 semi-reboot of God of War is absolutely one of our tip-top games of the year so far, and we're confident we're not alone in that, as gamers everywhere have been quick to dish out praise for the adventures of Papa Kratos and Boy.
Boy. But gamers are a greedy lot, and we're already desperate to know when we're going to get a sequel, especially given the way that the game ended. No spoilers, but it's a hell of a cliffhanger.
Good news then, as it sounds like God of War 2.5 Men, as it definitely won't be called, is already in development. While there hasn't been any concrete confirmation from Sony Santa Monica, a new job listing posted by the studio points towards the return of single dad Kratos.
The job listing in question calls for an experienced senior character concept artist to join the God of War development team.
Now, it doesn't specifically mention that the new hire would work on a God of War sequel, but the listing does go on to say that the job requires the successful candidate to create high-quality characters, gods, creatures, and props.
Usually speculating over a job listing for a development team doesn't lead anywhere, but a job listing asking for someone to join the team who worked on God of War to create creatures and gods? I'd be more surprised and a little offended if it wasn't God of War 2, to be honest.
That's all the news for this week. Thanks for watching.
If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe to the UNILAD Gaming YouTube channel and make sure to hit that bell for all the latest updates.